welcome to the Flash game segment of today. We're going to be playing some very old Flash games that A, I really enjoyed, and B, that were able to be preserved through the Flashpoint archive project. A lot of these games I think are very, very good, and quite a few of them are understated. There's a lot of popular ones, right? But this is one of those times where I share with you a bit of the things that I used to play and I found very, very interesting for whatever reason. This is one of those games. Now, again, mind you, because Flash no longer exists, and because most of these games were made to be played in like a small browser window, they're going to be very, very small. But for the most part, it should be fine. This one, the first one that we're starting off with, is a game called No One Has to Die, created by Stuart Matafilio. It was on Newgrounds for a while, and then obviously they had to take it down because Flash no longer works. The description of this game, the original one, was 4 people trapped in a building that need in a building fire and need your help to escape. The reason why we're playing this is because A, it's a puzzle game, it's very nice and light, very something easy to start with. But B, it has a very interesting narrative premise that kind of makes you go like, wait a minute, they were cooking with this one. If this was like a console, like a full like indie release, I wouldn't doubt that this game would be kind of a banger in its own right, and people would be thinking about the story years later. And I'll show you why. Actually, why is it so small? Wait, why is it so small? Why is there a fake browser? What is this fake browser? What is this thing? What is this? This looks like the Samsung browser. What is this? Why is it so like nasty? Whatever. Urgent. The Phoenix Corporation headquarters security has been compromised. All personnel evacuate immediately. Tempest engaged. Security room locked. Emergency service contacted. 3 hours. ETA 3 hours and 17 minutes. Visitor is logged onto the Phoenix Corporation Communications Network. Again, puzzle game, visual novel, and I think they were cooking with this one. Hello? Is anyone there? What the hell is going on in here? Christina has logged onto the Phoenix Corporation Communications Network. There's a fire! Everybody evacuate the building! Steve has logged on to the Phoenix Corporation Communications Network. Oh, it's you, Chris. This is pretty bad. I can smell the smoke from here. Steve, why are you still here? I thought you'd gone home. I was working back late. Why do you care? Troy has logged on. Lionel has logged on. This is the CEO of Phoenix Corporation telling everybody in the facility to evacuate the building. Security staff, report immediately. The security staff are dead. I found them lying dead in the control room. Then I saw a warning on the screen about a fire, so I logged in. What happened to them? I killed them, and I lit the fire. Who the hell are you? Is this a joke? There's no time for this now. Visitor, if you're in the control room, then you'll have to coordinate us in escaping. You'll need one of the security codes. Oh god, the game is so loud. The game is like freakishly loud. Sorry. Security codes? The code is RFTS. What? Is this some kind of game to you? Security code confirmed. Security system online. Beginning scan. Floor B3. What? Now, you may have a very difficult choice coming up, I'm afraid. Calculations complete. Fire on floor B3. 1 casualty unavoidable. Candidates. Do you kill Troy? Or do you kill Steve? What does that mean? A visitor is gonna have to choose between keeping me or Steve alive. But trust this won't be a hard decision. Kill that asshole! I'm not dying for him. My job here is done. I'm ready to die. The fire is growing! Visitor, you'll be led through how the system works. Hurry up. Please enter your security orders system orders immediately. The chat system has been locked until your decision is made. You think you've heard of this game? You probably have. This game won a few awards actually back in the time. However, I also knew nobody that played this game. So I knew a lot of people who played Flash games, and when I did have to interact with people on the internet, nobody had heard of this game. Everyone had heard of the classics like Last Stand and like stuff, but nobody heard of this kind of like storytelling masterpiece. The gameplay is not really much to worry about. It's kind of a very interesting type of game. The water will come down from these little spouts. Oh god, the music. The one thing I hate about this game is the goddamn music and the way it like bursts open. Water will come from the spouts and it'll fill the room, and you have to close doors to decide who doesn't drown, right? Because the water will kill people just as the fire does. And when you close doors, the fire won't spread into that room because fire grows every single turn. However, you can often only lock a single door, which is the case here. It depends on the level that you're playing on, but as you go through the different levels, the rules kind of like change. There's also a switch that allows them to turn on or off the water depending on who's like there and like who can like activate it. So again, in this case, we need to choose who lives or who dies. I'm gonna kill Troy. I'm gonna kill whoever this guy's name is. Lionel? Well, whatever his like name was, because I don't remember his like name. We're gonna let Troy live, okay? I like this decision, but it doesn't matter what you choose, and I'll show you why in just a moment. You can click people to move them every single turn, but when you do an action in a turn, that's all you really get. So you do one single action and you're done. Fire is going to spread. Stevie Boy is gonna die. We're gonna move him, and we're gonna flick the switch to get the fire going, which protects Christina. Steve is dead. It doesn't really matter. Steve is gone. Oh, she drowned. Oh. Wait, how do I stop her from drowning? Wait. How do I stop her from drowning? Oh, wait. Right. I remember. When you turn the switch off, it stops the water from flowing too. Bye, Steve. The game is still very, very loud. Even years later, the game. I mean, again, this is a Flash game, right? This is not like, you know, this is not your grandma's masterpiece. This is not your grandma's Star Wars Battlefront or like something where like the sound mixing is like everything's the same volume, right? Back then, people experimented, and you know there was no science behind it. They just did things and they just saw what changed. But at least they tried, right? The fire has been contained. Casualties. Steve. Why? Why save me? My thoughts exactly. Why did you leave Steve to die? I could only save one of them. And Troy knew the security code. He's the reason I can save anyone. We need to know what else he knows. Ah, now we're thinking. I'm not gonna do anything to save anyone from here on in. Tell me now. How did you know the security code? Visitor, check the bodies of those 2 security guards. Better not be a trick. Just do it. Fine. Well, that explains that. What'd you find? One of the guards was holding a blue file with the security code Troy told us before written in it. They were? A blue file? Those contain the security codes. Each one allows you to lock another fire door. I found the code when I killed them. I thought I'd give you a fighting chance, so I told you the code. You're welcome. Why did you do this? Instead of asking all these questions, why don't you look for a way out? The main room is completely blocked by rubble is why. There should be a staircase and a room near both of you. Oh, you're right. I'm heading up now. Fine, me too. So while we're here, Lionel, could you tell me what the hell it is that this company is set up to do? Don't waste your breath. It's not going to tell you anything. Well, maybe you'd like to explain that. There's nothing to explain. That's a lie and you know it. You both work here. Shouldn't you know what the company does? You'd think. The company mostly buys and sells things in bulk. But there's something dark going on underneath all of that. Like what? Eating scan, floor B2. Candidates. Christina. Troy. Huh? How does he know? Don't worry just yet. Then why would you say anything? Christina. That's a nice name. It's your mother's name, correct? What? How would you know that? Answer me. Tell me right now. God damn it. Calculations complete. Fire in floor B2. 1 casualty unavoidable. Candidates Christina, Troy. How would you know that? How would you know the code? How would you know one of us is going to die? I told you. I lit the fire. I'm behind all of this. I know everything. No. The answer is not good enough. Can we do this later, guys? There's no later. Tell me now. I'm not telling anyone anything. Just let me die. Urgent. Please enter your security system orders immediately. This game very interestingly builds up to like something, right? Again, the gameplay is very simplistic, and it's fascinating sort of how you can choose what to do. But it's primarily in the way that the storytelling is like told, I think, that makes you sort of go, ah, there's something interesting going on here. It's a very, very, how do I say this? Deep type of writing that you don't really expect from a Flash game either, right? Because immediately you set up with this hook and this premise of like who did what and what's like going on and like stuff. The puzzle game is also actually pretty interestingly difficult too in the later stages. Right now it's very simple. I mean, we know what to do, right? We have to save the CEO. We have to save Troy. Wait, I want to save Troy. I want to save Troy. I want to save Troy. Redo. How do I save Troy? Okay, chat, there's a problem. I want to save Troy, and I don't want him to die, but I can only lock one single door. We're going to save Troy. Christina is going to pull the switch. No, if she pulls the switch and she dies, I can't do anything. How do I save the CEO and save Troy? Okay. Wait, I know how. You just do it like this. There's no need to lock the CEO's door. Because, you know, there's no need to lock the door. The water saves him. And Christina is useless. Now, you may be wondering, why am I killing everybody but Troy? It's because, if you think about it, right? Somebody who can predict the future like that, somebody who did all of this, is probably the person that you want to save compared to everyone else. They have to know something. They have to know something. The fire has been contained. Casualties. Christina. Not again. I just want to die. Why do you keep saving me? End my suffering. You don't sound too happy for someone who's lucky to be alive. Visitor, tell me, what would it take to get you to kill me? Can't ask someone something like that. You're mad. You've killed all these people. Of course I'm goddamn mad. Beginning scan, Floyd B1. You're not choose between saving me or Lionel soon. Promise me you'll save Lionel. How do you know that? It doesn't matter. All that matters is I'm a monster, and I don't deserve to live. It does matter. Of course it matters. I want to know too. Tell me why you did this. There's not enough time. Besides, you won't believe me. You never believe me until it's too late. What the hell's that supposed to mean? Calculations complete. One casualty unavoidable again. These two are going to die. Doesn't matter, just save Lionel. I must concur. Listen, please save me. Think of the stock price. Shut up. I want to know what's going on. If I give you answers, will you let me die? If you save me, I'll tell you things Troy doesn't know. I'll tell you what we really do here. Troy, tell me. Then you can die. Okay, we'll have to be quick. The truth is, I've been here before. What's that supposed to mean? And how is this game constantly so loud? I constantly bring the volume down, it's still too loud. But he's been here before, chat. Now you already know what choice I'm going to make. There's no point in saving a CEO, right? We eat the rich around here. We don't need to save them. Troy, you're my guy. The hoi polloi, actually. We make the CEO walk to his death. We make him face death in the eye. And we simply let him go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. The fire has been contained. Casualties. Lionel. So this is how it goes, is it? I don't know how much longer I can do this. What are you talking about? What were you saying before the chat cut out? While we're at it, how do you know everything? And why did you light the fire? Why did I shit my pants? There's nothing I can do now. I may as well tell you what I know. Beginning scan, ground floor. First things first. The reason I lit the fire. I didn't. What? That makes no sense. I don't know who really did it though. I don't know who killed the security guards either. While we're at it, I have no idea what they do at this company. I'm useless. Okay, I forgot that he was useless. I actually thought he was full of... I thought he would have information. Well, you're full of crap. How'd you know all that stuff then? How'd you know the security code? No fire detected. You're probably not going to believe this. No, I know you're not going to believe this. I knew the security code because I heard you read it out. You know, it makes no sense. You told me before I ever read it. This time I did. This time? What the hell do you mean this time? I beat him before. I've been here 5 times before. First time I was in my office doing my work when suddenly the fire alarms went off. I went on the chat to find out what was happening, and Lionel explained you would need a security code to save anyone. We all scrambled around looking for a blue file before you finally found one. That's when I found out the code. Then you had to make the decisions. Steve died, Christina died, Lionel died, I was the only one left. I had to keep going. I found a room, called the Tempest Entrance. I went inside and there was a bright light and suddenly... You won't believe this bit. Suddenly, I was back before the fire, sitting in my office. What? I don't know how, but I traveled through time. I'm so glad to hear you all alive, but none of you remembered what had happened. You all thought I was insane. But just like this time, because I knew the code, you thought I could save everyone. So once again, Steve died, then Christina, then Lionel. I got to the end, back to the Tempest Entrance, and it happened again. And again, and again, and again. 5 times it's happened. It's a lot to take in. I'm not sure I believe you. That's true. Why did you say you were the arsonist? Because I just want to die. 5 times now. I watch them all die just so I can live. For what? So I can go back and watch them die again? I want you to think I was evil. Save a murderer over an innocent life. Me, apparently. Yeah, me, apparently. None of my plans to save the others have worked. Not one. I'm just... tired. Why is this different? Why all the different songs mix so differently? Again, this is a Flash game. They really tried their best here. So now what? I've checked everywhere. All the doors are locked, just like last time. I have no choice. I have to go back to the start. Wait, you don't have to. The fire is contained now. Just wait there, someone will come and find you. No. I can't let the loop end. I've got to die. I can't let the loop end until I die and someone else survives. I've been through too much. I'm ready to die. Whoever makes it out of this building should want to live because I want to die. All this guy wanted to do was die. And I won't even give him the sweet pain of the release of death. If you go back, what happens to me? What happens to this world once you go? I have no idea. Listen, buddy, I just want to die. Doesn't mean there are now 5 worlds out there. In space or time or wherever. You just disappeared and everyone else is dead. When you put it like that, I guess you're right. But how's that possible? My guess is as good as yours. I'm outside of the Tempest Entrance now. This is it. I guess so. I'll see you again soon. Just, you won't see me. I still can't wrap my head around this at all. Goodbye. Goodbye. And he's gone. And the game is louder than it was before! I don't understand! The longer we play this game... Chat, okay. When we started this game, I went down to 50%. Then I went down to like 20%. And then it got louder, and then it went down to 10% volume. Chat, we are currently at 3% volume. 3% volume. It just gets louder and louder! I think there's a volume leak bug. Right? I think at some point... It's like a memory leak, except instead of leaking memory, you leak blood from your eardrums because it pops your ears by constantly getting louder over the course of the game. Fuck is this? But now you get to see the beauty of this game. There's something interesting about it. It's fascinating how well done it is from a writing perspective, because it's the kind of writing that I would expect from a AAA visual novel release. It's actually pretty interesting. And yet, it's in a Flash game. Again, Flash is a very iconic era, and I really enjoy what they were doing. And we're going to be playing through a lot of very interesting games today. But I need to remind everyone that despite the medium and despite how funny it was back then, to have games that were about, dress up and cubes and stuff like that, there was soul behind each and every single one of these games. And some of the souls were a lot better than others. Some of these souls are a hell of a lot better than others. We're gonna save the CEO one step back. Because you need to do every single thing. So you skip everything that you've already done. We're gonna save the CEO instead. Turn the water on. Step into the fire. Don't step in the fire. I'm trolling. I need you to turn off the water. Do this. Turn thing. Okay, good. Save him. Turn off the water. Bye, Troy. Nice knowing you. Poor Troy. Oh, poor Lionel. Poor CEO Lionel. He had to watch his 3 employees die in front of him. Oh, think of the shareholders. Casualties, Troy. Ah, excellent. You have made the right decision. Not so sure there was a right decision. Now, you made a promise. Very well. A deal's a deal. What do you want to know? Reading scan, the ground floor. I want to know what Christina was talking about. What's going on in this company? Christina herself has no idea what we do here. She was right about one thing, though. Here at Phoenix Corporation, we buy and sell large stocks of cheap products just to keep the books looking busy. It's a front. It got louder. We're going down to 2% volume. I don't know why the game is doing this. Why is it doing this? It has to be a volume leak bug. Our true interest here is time travel. Time travel. That is indeed what I said. Do you expect me to believe that? I don't care what you believe. You asked for the truth, and here it is. Now, if you let me continue, we in fact have a fully functional time machine in this facility. But the time machine we have constructed doesn't quite work like the ones you might see in the movies. As in, it does nothing because time travel isn't real. If you're not going to listen, I don't see why you bothered saving me. No, our time travel doesn't affect physical objects. But it doesn't sound very useful. What can it do? It can carry a person's consciousness through time. Consciousness? Their thoughts, their personality, their likes, their experiences, and their memories. A machine can carry those things through time. You know, I don't believe a word of this. It's your own loss. I'm gonna go back to when I had a delicious Subway sandwich this morning. If I was to hop in this machine and go an hour into the future, what would actually happen? Your consciousness would leave your body, and effectively you would die. Die? At first. Then, after an hour, your consciousness would re-enter your body and you would come back to life, not even realizing an hour had passed. That's impossible! We've done it successfully. People, birds, dogs, anything with a brain can travel in our machine. But what use is that sort of time travel? Your body would start to decompose if you went forward more than a few hours. That is true. We're still experimenting with methods of preserving the body that would allow the consciousness to later re-enter it. Currently, freezing seems promising. But this is not where our true interest lies. If a person travels forward through time, they can visit distant eras and the like, but they can still only live for the 80 years that their body dictates. But what if one was to travel backwards? Who invents time travel for the purpose of going forwards and then realizes later, wait a minute, going backwards seems way more useful? It takes 5 seconds. This is why CEOs don't deserve their role. This guy is the CEO, and he had to intuit. He had to go through a level of like mental gymnastics to realize that going back in time was worth more than going forwards. He's basically Adam Sandler in Click, never realizing that going forwards means that you miss out on the small joys of your life. Being back to when they were younger? Exactly. They would retain their memories and experiences gained over time, but they would have a younger body. Unless they were in an accident and died instantly, they could live forever. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. With our machine, no one has to die. It'd be huge. Does it work? We believe so. What's that supposed to mean? Our tests traveling forward have gone exactly to plan. However, in that test, things didn't quite work so well when going backwards. Well, what happened? A human test subject entered the machine, reactivated it, her consciousness left her body, and And unfortunately, it never came back. She died. That's terrible. What went wrong? We have dedicated every resource we have available to discovering the cause of this problem. And you haven't worked it out. We think the machine may have worked. What? How can you say that when someone died? It's an incredibly complicated concept, but I will explain it to you through many text lines of exposition in a very I can zoom? First though, you have to do something for me. I have entered the code to unlock access to the rooms on the ground floor. I'm in the Tempest room. Come meet me here. But why? Why can't you tell me now? Lionel is disconnected. Lionel? Where'd you go? I guess I have no choice now. I have to go find you. Then we get even more of the mystery. It's a surprisingly well done mystery too, because it teases you with like bits and like pieces and makes you like think like, huh, like you think you got it and then you don't really got it yet. You just keep on going and you think something's weird in here. But now we know what's going on. This time travel, they built a machine. Troy has suffered an endless life of all of his friends dying. Sorry, Troy, it was the way that it was. We now save Christina. So Christina pull the switch, and then Troy dies. The CEO dies too, though. The key is that the CEO dies at the same time, which is going to be very handy. Wait, no, he has to live. He has to live. Only one person can like die here. By the way, it's getting slowly louder, and I don't know why, but the game is now on 2% volume. Troy's dead. Well, I guess he finally got what he wanted. Good. That man was a maniac. He's cost my company millions already. And he killed 4 people. It'll be 6 if you don't get out of it soon. Alright, I found the stairs. Me too. I didn't mean to be so callous before. It's just, this will severely impact our operations. Don't you think that might have been the point? What do you mean by that? Troy probably wanted to stop Phoenix from doing whatever mess up things you do here. Suppose that makes sense? No, impossible. Our business here is strictly confidential. Does that sound like a slip of the tongue to you, visitor? It does. To me, it does. 2 casualties unavoidable. What? 2 casualties unavoidable. Oh. So neither of us is going to live? I'm afraid not. I guess that's fairest, isn't it? What? Well, why would we deserve to live when Steve and Troy had to die? I don't know, because Steve... Well, now we know that Troy wasn't evil. But if we did her timeline first, we would have thought that Troy was evil, right? It's, you know what I mean? Because Troy was a murderer. And what about Steve? He probably killed someone. Well, either way. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Just die. Wait, how come I can't save them? Right. Neither person can reach a switch. They all die because of fire. Bad end. That's it? Just get a random bad end out of nowhere? Yeah. I don't remember this like portion of it. We have to go back. We need to split the timeline. Okay? This time Steve lives, Troy dies. Troy gets his wish. Okay? So Steve lives, Troy dies. Flip the switch. Good job, Mr. CEO. Good work, Mr. CEO. What a great CEO. This is really like every CEO's dream, right? Think about it. Why didn't the CEO build an automated sprinkler system? Because he wanted to be the one to pull the water switch, to choose who lives and who dies. This is just a game to him. Just a game. Oh, that was tense for a bit. Glad that's over. How could you talk like that when someone just died? They burned to a crisp in front of you. He had this coming. He tried to kill us. Really? I'm pretty sure he just saved you. Not his best decision. Oh, haha. So you two know each other? Yep. Me and Steve have had the misfortune of working together for the last few years. Tell me about it, Chris. Don't you wish you got to work in Troy's department instead? Shouldn't you two be looking for a way out? We're not all old like you. We've been walking type, thank you very much. The main hallway is completely destroyed by fire. I can't get through. I'm having the same problem. I found a staircase up to the next floor, though. Oh, same here. There's one here, too. Shall we head up? Sure, why not? Okay, I'm heading up now. Business is being very quiet. What's your story? Yeah, where did we come from? Me? I don't work here. I was just making a delivery. Uber Eats. A delivery? Let me guess. Tires, pop-up books? No, stationery. Those are some strange guesses, though. What exactly do you do here? You know, that's a great question. What do we do here, Lionel? I know you got that message, Lionel. You can't just blame it on being old, Lionel. I get it. I wasn't expecting an answer anyway. To be honest, no one really knows what Phoenix Corporation actually does. The company buys random items. Toilet seats, guitars, you name it, in bulk, and then sells it all off for next to no profit. We're almost all certain it's a front. But it pays well, so we stay here. Well, I mean, Christina works here because no one else wants her, but that's a different story. How do you shut up while I ask Lionel a serious question? I want to know about the cockatiels. The what? The cockatiel. What's a cockatiel? That's a cockatiel? It's just a parrot. Oh, the cockatiel, sorry. Yeah, for nearly a year, we'd be constantly getting shipments of live cockatiels by the thousands. God knows how many birds they have bought. But the cockatiels were never seen again. No one knows what was done with them. It's an animal rights issue. Whoa, that is weird. What was going on, Lionel? We were buying cockatiels looking for a phoenix. I don't get it. You'll have to get it. That didn't even answer the question. Has anyone found anything interesting on the second floor? Nope. Nothing much here. Most of this building is reserved for storage. We have to put those cockatiels somewhere. Shouldn't you guys all know your way around this building? Our access to the rooms here is very limited. That'd be on your request, wouldn't it, Lionel? Truth be told, I rarely visit myself. I know what facilities this building contains, but I know very little about its layout. Yeah, that's right. It's been in the notices for weeks that you were coming today. Was today something special? I was just dealing with some financial business. Nothing that could have encouraged arson. One casualty unavoidable. Either Lionel or Steve. God damn it, not again! The Lionel or Steve is going to die. As the CEO of this corporation, I must request that you save me. Again, the writing is spot on. He's very, very well written to be an evil CEO. Don't you dare. Please save Steve. I don't know why this fire started, but you can be sure Lionel's responsible in some way. That Steve's done nothing wrong. Yeah, it's great to hear you sticking up for me for once, Chris. But our visitors already saved me once. It's their choice what they do this time around. Visitor, my life is in your hands. Make the right decision. Save me. You will be well compensated. This isn't about money, you asshole. Shut up, both of you. It's getting hot in here, okay? This is up to our visitor. Wait. It has to be like this. Like this. Walk up. Yep. Just submit yourself to the water, Steve. Submit yourself to the fires and the flames. Goodbye, Steve. I stand CEOs. I stand CEOs pretty damn well. Think about it. The company would collapse if not for the chief executive, right? That's why he's called the chief, okay? If you were in a tribe, right? And your chief died, you would no longer be a tribe. You would just be a group of people. Like, that's kind of lame, right? You don't want to be called a group of people. You want to be called a tribe. You've made the right decision. I'll make sure you won't regret it. Sorry, Christina. I can only say one of them. Christina? Okay, that's alright. I don't expect you to talk to me after what I've done. How are we gonna get out of here with one of us not playing along? I'm sure she's still trying to get out of here. She just has a lot to deal with at the moment. Well, either way, I found the stairs. Christina, just so you know, I understand this must be awful for you. I really am sorry. Don't beat yourself up about it. You did the right thing. I mean, do you want $1 million or $2 million? 2 casualties unavoidable. Because neither of them have the codes. 2 casualties unavoidable? No. That means we're both going to die. It's over. We've reached our ends. No. You can't both die. There's no other option. I'm afraid that this is it. Good. I'd rather die than live in a world with people like you two. Christina, Lionel, I'm sorry I let you guys down. It's alright. There's nothing you could have done. You could save Steve instead of you. Now's not the time to squabble. Goodbye, both of you. Just because you're about to die doesn't mean you're a saint. I hope you both burn in hell. Christina, don't do this. Don't waste your final moments like this. Be one reason why I shouldn't. Just walk it off. Just walk it off. Step into the fire and let it consume you. So for sure, if you saved Steve, he would have walked up the other side of the stairs. Then he could have pulled the switch to get the water, alright? Then we would have saved the CEO. We saved Steve. Wait, no, but then the CEO dies. We saved Steve. How does this change things? Wait, so we save Steve. No, wait, sorry. We do this. You walk up, pull the water, and we do this. Alright? CEO, walk towards the fire. See if you can make it all the way to Steve's side. If you can't, then that's just the way it goes. Sorry, buddy. Again, very simple gameplay, but it's very effective. One thing that I find very interesting about this game, the gameplay is very effective at tying you into the narrative too, right? Having you be the omnipotent sort of godly eye in the sky that's watching through the cameras as someone burns alive, and being able to control these things and tying it directly to the consequences of the story. This is a surprisingly story dense and choice heavy game. In a way, it reminds you a bit of the choices in Mass Effect, right? But to even a much greater degree, because it completely changes things. Good. Now who's being insensitive? That was the head of a company, Chris. Now I won't get paid. He chose me over him, visitor? Well, ask me to explain my choices. It makes me sick. It doesn't. I actually feel perfectly fine thinking about what I just had to do. How do you think I feel? I didn't get a choice. What if I wanted to die to save Lionel, huh? What if I'm a corporate cuck? As if you would ever sacrifice yourself for anyone. And you would? No. But at least I'm upfront about it. I found a set of stairs. I'm going to head on up. I'm already on the next floor. I just didn't bother saying anything about it. That's a great story. Do you think we get paid overtime for this crap? I don't know. Barely matters though. Time and a half of what we make is still next to nothing. Maybe Troy set the fire because he was angry about all the wage cuts recently. God, do you have any clue? Wait until we get out of here before you start making jokes about the deceased. Hey, I could be right for all you know. The guy was whack. It wouldn't take much to set him off. No, just stop it. I mean it. You know, speaking of the deceased, I'm so wrapped up in working with you guys, I almost forgot I'm in a room with 2 dead bodies. Whoa, I'd forgotten too. How's it smell like? That's awful. What can you find out about them? I guess I should probably search them, huh? I really don't want to, though, but... Ugh, good luck. You must have a stronger stomach than me. Okay, I'll go look now. Back. I found a blue file in the hand of one of them. Really? What does it say? It's a security code. The one that Troy gave us. Wait, really? Why are you surprised, Chris? It would explain how Troy could tell us the code. Why did he give us the code anyway? What does he get out of it? I don't get it either. Why shoot 2 people, set a building on fire, and then try to play hero? It makes no sense to me. Well, why don't we ask him? Oh, whoops. No, it's not funny. Hey, simple mistake, okay? Chris? Chris? You sure managed to get yourself ignored a lot. I wasn't that first on talking to her anyway. You too. One casualty unavoidable. No. No. Chris, I thought I was gonna make it. There's only one more floor to ground level. You're getting out of here, Chris. There's no way I'm letting you die. Don't you dare. Don't you even think about it. You're not sacrificing yourself for me. Chris, you know I don't mean any of the shit I say, right? Of course I do. I'm not an idiot. You don't need to die to prove that. Good. Then I'm ready. Steve, no, you don't deserve to die. No one deserves to die, Chris. Especially not you. Oh god, I forgot. Okay, to be fair, again, this is very, very old school writing, right? Back then, okay, listen. Everyone gets to start somewhere, right? You either start on AO3, right? Writing fanfic. Or you get your start making flash games, writing stories for weird puzzle games and like time travel, like, you know, conundrums, right? Somebody needs to start somewhere, and everybody starts out cringe. Babies cringe. You probably still cringe because you're probably a baby. You're not gonna ignore me now, are you? I just don't know what to say. How about the goodbye? Whatever happens, this is the last time we'll ever talk to each other. This is how I wanted things to go. You think I want to die? You don't understand. I'm sorry, you two. If I don't do something now, you'll both die. Alright, I'm ready now. It'll be like a barbecue, where I'm the meat, and this whole building is the grill. Shut up. You're gonna die. Is he? Visitor? Our visitor knows what they're doing. They'll save you. Visitor, promise me you'll save him. Promise me. What if I just kill them both? No, but you can't. You can't kill them both. Look at how heroic he is. He makes a final dash. He makes a final sprinting dash for the water switch. And he's like, I'm gonna save you, Chris! But I say no. Go inside this building, let her die. I'm curious what happens. He's locked in his room and he can't do anything. He just hears her like screams, like, ah! I'm so sorry. I don't want to hear it. If you were sorry, you would have listened to me. I had to make a decision. I don't expect you to be happy with what I've done. Just shut up. This is all a trick. This is a nightmare. You're still there, aren't you, Chris? If you're there, send me a message. You're just ignoring me again, right? Steve, I understand this must be impossible for you right now, but you need to keep moving. And what the hell is the point of that? Christina just died for you. If you don't get out of here, she'll have died for nothing. Sure. I'm gonna get out of here. And it's gonna turn out this has all been some sick joke, and Chris will be waiting for me outside, alive. I mean, how do I even know it was Chris who was writing those messages, right? Okay, I'm ready. I'm heading up to the ground level now. I can't wait to see her again. Alright, just a little further. Oh, there's a desk here with one of those blue files you were talking about on top of it. It's another security code. Another one. But what for? I guess with this you can control more fire doors at a time. Not a lot of use now. Steve, you still there? Steve? I knew it! I told you! Told me what? She's alive! Chris is alive! What? What's going on? No fire detected. So there's a file next to the one with the security code. When I saw it, I knew I had to read it. It was titled The Phoenix Experiment. The one with the cockatiels. Just let me explain. So I didn't get a lot of it, but here's what I understood. It's at 2% volume! It gets louder and louder! Do we just leave it at like 0? You can't go any further than like 1%. Right? Like, you can't get any further. Why is there a volume leak? What is this game? Why is there a volume leak? I don't understand. How is this possible? Oh no, what happened? Oh no. Oh shit, here we go again. Oh shit, here we go again. It's happening again. You son of a bitch. I right-clicked and it fucked up. Hey chat, what's the 50-50 on this game saves my progress? It does. It does save your progress. Okay, I have to restart the game. Sorry, give me 1 second. Here we go, guys. So now we're back. Okay. So Phoenix Corp had an experiment planned where they were going to buy lots of cockatiels to teach them to say a phrase. But every time they had enough birds for the experiment, they just randomly decided to increase their sample size. All in all, they bought around 6 million cockatiels. I mean, there's no way there are that many. They stopped buying them the day something weird happened. One of the cockatiels they bought already knew the phrase they were going to teach it. Weird. Maybe whoever sold it to them knew what was going on and tried to mess with the experiment? Let me finish. So they tagged the special cockatiel that already knew the phrase and taught the phrase to all the other cockatiels. But the experiment didn't end there. They ran each and every one of the cockatiels through some kind of machine. It was worse than Chris had thought. They all died. All of them except one. The bird that they marked. The one that already knew the phrase was fine. What? What? What sort of machine works like that? I have no idea. The paper talks very little about the machine itself, and what it does say, I don't understand. Bizarre, but how does this tell you Christina is alive? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. So here's the thing. The phrase that the birds were taught, it was Christina lives. Ooh, that's a very weird. It's like that's the chill moments, right? When the chills run down your spine and you go, what does that mean? Steve, you sure you're feeling all right? I mean it. That's what it says. You can see for yourself when I show Chris. But even if it's true, you have no idea what that phrase means. What do you mean? Christina lives. It means she's alive. But we don't understand anything about the experiment. It could mean anything. Steve? Come on, you need to keep in contact. Sorry, no time to type. I gotta find a way out so I can find Chris. See you soon. No, keep talking. Steve, come on. Steve, what the hell have you done? I'm coming to find you. Now we get even more mysteries. Again, it's the way it builds up is very, very fascinating. It's crazy how much of a masterpiece that this one Flash game is. And again, storytelling that I think rivals a lot of games that do time travel today. The thing about time travel that I always wonder, right? It's a bit like Tenet or like Inception and like stuff. There needs to be a level of mystery and just understanding that it is weird, that there's no way to explain it, and then it all just works, right? Again, it all comes back to Christopher Nolan. He understood what makes a good mystery. A good mystery is one where even the writer doesn't even know what's going on. And in fact, it's not even Christopher Nolan. It's apparently a lot of the stuff was written by his brother, who's the actual script writing genius. And now the volume bug is going to happen again. It's going to get slowly go louder and louder and louder. Pull the switch. Save her. Then walk in the way of the fire. See you, everyone! Poor fellow. No. I'm so sorry. It's not fair. Why would you save me? I had to listen to one of you. You don't understand. You never hurt anyone. Neither did you. Yes, I did. Troy, Lionel, and Steve. They all died because of me. The security guards, too. Visitor, this is all my fault. I lit the fire. No, you didn't. Troy did. No. He didn't. I don't know what his deal is. Was. I set the fire. Then I killed the guards before they could do anything about it. From the start, it was all me. Christina, you know what really wasn't you. It was Troy. As the volume creeps louder and louder from the bug that I mentioned. It was Troy. Why was he trying to save us all? No one does. This isn't how it was meant to go. Steve wasn't meant to be here. The building was meant to be nearly empty. Let's say you did it. What was your motive? I wanted to stop whatever was going on in this building forever. And I wanted to kill Lionel before he ruined anyone else's life too. What Lionel do? Him and his company? They killed my mother. What? My mother used to work at this company. She had the same name as me. She never told me much about what they did here. She always just said experiments. Well, one day she went to work and never came back. We ordered a search, but no one could find her. It was a week before we got a call from the Phoenix Corporation. They told us that they were so sorry. That Mom had died in an experiment. Sorry, my ass. They still wouldn't tell us what happened. And then, when they sent back her body, with her brain cut out. They cut out her brain so they could experiment on it. They killed my mother so they could look at her brain. Tina, I'm so sorry. I couldn't let them get away with doing anything like that ever again. So I started working here at the company. They knew who I was, but I think they gave me a job to shut me up. Since then I spent who knows how long trying to find out what they did to my mother, but I haven't gotten anywhere. When I read in the notices that Lionel was going to be visiting today, I knew I had to do something. But I thought I had worked out the timing perfectly. Steve wasn't meant to be working overtime. Sorry. And now he's dead. I killed him. I killed all of them. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Nothing's going to help. I'll just keep moving through this building. When I get out, I'll be arrested. I'll finally get what I deserve. Okay. Okay! What a great sentence. Alright. I'm on the ground floor now. I'll be out. To be honest, I still have no idea where I am. Most of the building is off limits normally. We take elevators down to our workspaces on floor B3 and we never get to see the rest of the building. What a weird way to do things. It makes sense when you remember they're trying to hide the skeletons in their closet. Oh, there's a blue file on a desk in here. Looks like the one you found on the security guard. Another one? What's one of that? It has a different code on it. Maybe this would let you lock more fire doors at a time? But if I'd had that earlier, I don't even want to think about this. I'm going to keep moving. Hold on a sec. There's a big metal door I need to open. Alright? Okay, I'm going through. There's a sign here. It says Tempest Entrance. The time machine. No clue. There's a door here though. Looks kind of strange. I'm going to go through. Sure, just tell me what you find. And she's gone. What? Oh, we were so close. Why did it drop out now? Christina! Christina, I'm coming to find you! So now we've gotten every single ending, I think. I'm pretty sure we've killed every single person. The final timeline has appeared. The end is near. Again, if you're let's imagine you're like a 12-year-old kid. You have you have a bunch of free time, but no games to play. You have no disposable income, right? You go on Newgrounds and you see this new game out of nowhere that's getting crazy praise. It's like an underground type of thing, and it gets highlighted in the Newgrounds sort of spotlight games thing, right? And it's no one dies, no one needs to die, right? And then you go, wait a minute. Why is it getting so much praise? It's just a shitty puzzle game. And then you play it, and you go through the story, and the moment that you go through at least one route, you're like, oh my god, what's going on? I mean, let's say you do the wrong thing, you get the bad end twice, right? But then you if you get to at least, one person's story, you're left with a mystery. And most people at this point, most people are preconditioned to hate CEOs, right? So you would kill Troy and you would kill the CEO. It leaves you with at least one of these two, which leaves you with the mystery, right? Then you naturally complete all of them. And then you end up here. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Well, you're about to see. And then it's the same thing. It's been compromised. Please evacuate. Lionel? What the hell's going on here? I went to the Tempest room like you told me to, and now I'm back here in the control room. Wait. What? How'd I end up here? Hey Chris, you're alive! I knew you were alive! The note wasn't lying! Steve, I thought you were dead. Me? You guys. Oh, you remember. You finally remember. Troy, this all just some part of some trick of yours, isn't it, huh? Did you invent time travel to make me suffer, Troy, huh? No, I have no idea what's going on. You think I'm gonna believe that after you lit this fire? I didn't light the fire. You don't just get to change your story now. Steve, he's telling the truth. What do you mean? Amazing. I knew this would happen sometime, somewhere. I never thought I'd be the one to witness it. See, that's a funny statement to make, right? Because at some point, one of your consciousnesses will eventually be the one to witness this melding of multiple consciousnesses in one go, right? No matter how many times you do it, right? It's a bit like the Somer thing, right? You roll, you're 50-50. Whether you continue or you die, it doesn't matter. Because somewhere out there, you're still alive. Even though you, the you right now, won't be able to witness it, you, the other you, will be able to. So no matter what, at some point, you will be able to see what's going on. At some point. Maybe. I don't know. You know what's going on here? Yes. But for now, there are more pressing matters. Does anyone here have one of the security codes? I already told you mine last time. Oh, it's RFTS. But did anyone find new ones? Oh, I found a blue file which said IRHH in it.
I found the one which said SOEE.
Perfect. Visitor, I confess that just before I cut out last time we spoke, I found a file containing the code EMAS. Now quickly, enter all the codes. Alright. Security code confirmed. Security system online. 4 codes received. Full access granted. Full access? You can now lock 4 fire doors at a time instead of just 1. We now have the ability to save every single person. Lionel, tell us what the hell is going on here already. Why is everyone alive again? There's no way I would have enough time for that now. Just go watch Tenet by Christopher Nolan. No casualties expected. With the most quiet violin noise I've ever heard in my entire life. Why is it so quiet? Again, there's something weird about this volume bug. No one has to die! Finally! I don't want to die anymore! Yes, now we have the security codes. We're all safe.
Let's get out of here then.
But why should we save someone? No, I'm just kidding. We shouldn't do it. Yeah, just save people, right? Nobody has to die. Nobody has to die. At this point, if someone dies, you're the problem. Also, dear God, sorry, the volume of this game. I'm gonna leave it down on 3%. Just you don't get to hear the music. I don't know why. Fantastic. We're still alive. Great, but you still owe us all an explanation.
How's everybody alive again? How did I end up back where I was when the fire started? Why aren't these rooms fire damaged anymore?
Visitor, do you remember what I told you before? Yeah, you invented a time machine. Impossible. Well, it was a bit different to a time machine. I guess. It carries your thoughts and memories through time instead of your body. Correct so far. It works forward, but going backwards. You killed someone. They never returned to their body. That is the story as I told it. That person you murdered was my mother, asshole.
What? Your mother died of a brain tumor. You told me so.
That was a lie. Lionel killed my mother to test some impossible time travel bullshit. So I lit the fire. I lit to kill Lionel and wreck his corporation before they ruined any more lives.
Chris, I don't believe it.
I had suspected as much. Christina, your mother is not dead. She's in my bed right now. What do you mean by that? I've seen a body. You took a brain. Oh, Christina, you fool.
You fool! She can't die. Her mind is out there somewhere floating around in space. She lives!
Christina 1.0 lives. Lionel answers. Your mother is not dead. This is going to be hard to explain. In fact, it's going to be even harder because I forgot to ask them to turn off the stereo system. When we sent your mother back in time, she never returned to her body. However, there was not a single fault in our logic. The machine was designed perfectly. We did not make a mistake. Somebody may have died, but it is not a mistake, it was intentional. The machine is what's in the Tempest room, right? Correct. Anyway, we conducted many experiments, and eventually came to one fascinating conclusion. When a subject had traveled forward through time, the future was not set, and so time would bend to accommodate our time traveler. That is, the consciousness traveling through time would remain in its own timeline. But, when traveling backwards, things were not so simple. The consciousness would become lost in the mess that is time-space. Okay, this is where we start to get into the sci-fi opera bit here. We'd find the host, one which owned the consciousness, and one which existed at the time it had been sent back to. But it would not always find its host in its own universe.
You lost me. Listen, buddy. I work in marketing. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, alright?
Our research would suggest there are nearly an infinite amount of universes, each nearly identical, with only minute differences between them. So, when Christina's mother traveled backwards through time, she was not alone. Trillions of her, maybe even more, traveled too. They would land randomly into different timelines. Some would land in the same timeline, and one consciousness would override the other. In some timelines, no one would ever know that Christina's mother had even left, but that the consciousness that returned to a body wasn't from their universe. A few rare consciousnesses would land back where they began, in their own universe. But many timelines were left like here. In this universe, where Christina's mother's consciousness left this world, but no other consciousness returned to fill her body. Therefore, through a loophole, she's not dead. Don't you see? The body that you buried isn't real. It's all in your head. Because of this, the body remained empty, and Christina's mother was effectively dead. But her consciousness lives on in another time, another universe.
I'm not buying a word of this.
But it explains everything.
This is why everything kept happening over and over again. This is why we're all here.
Yes, it took me a while to figure out, but we have all been brought here by the Tempest Machine. Visitor, you remember a time in which you let everyone die apart from myself, correct?
Yeah,
Then you gave me access to the Tempest Room. Well, each of these people remembers a different reality, one where they were the only survivor of the fire. That's right.
I had to wait and do nothing while Chris died.
Well, she had to wait for you to burn. I had to wait and do nothing, as all of you died, time and time again. I just wanted to die. Poor Troy, man. Troy is the only person who looped 5 times. Right? You think about it, right? This is everyone's first loop. This is Lionel's first loop, my first loop, Steve's first loop, Chris's first loop. Troy was the only one who had to suffer the consequences of unfettered time travel. He's the only one who really suffered anything compared to everyone else. He's also the luckiest one because he never once lost his body through like 5 different cycles. At the end of each of these realities, the survivor entered the Tempest Machine, which had its clock set to the beginning of this disaster as a security measure. When each of us entered the machine, we were randomly shot into another universe. Some of us would have just ended back where we started, and no one else would remember what had just taken place. But there would be a few universes like this, where by chance, all of us came from 5 different universes into one. And that is how we are all here together now, with memories of different futures. Through sheer luck.
Whoa.
But the chances of it happening would be practically 0. Actually, with as many universes as there are, it was incredibly likely. There are probably hundreds of universes in which the same thing has happened as is happening now here. And nothing about this seems incredibly likely. But it is the truth. It is the truth. How do you save this guy again? How do you actually save them? I actually don't know how to save them, actually. So he can just pull this, and then he can do this, and then lock these two so the fire doesn't go. And then just wait. Uh-oh! We gotta save the CEO, chat. We need to save the CEO. It's critical. Saving the CEO is the entire point of the game. We need to save Steve and the CEO. Lock all the doors. Huh? I don't get it. SpongeBob. Oh, SpongeBob. I get it. SpongeBob. It's so easy. It's so easy to understand. SpongeBob. SpongeBob. Just think about it. Pull the lever, okay, and just let people die. SpongeBob. I do wish this thing spread that faster though. So everybody lives. Hey guys, all your paths meet up here, right?
They do?
I suppose they must.
Soon, we'll be able to talk in person. I can't wait to see you again, Chris. I'm so glad you're safe.
I can't either, Steve. I can't believe you're alive. You're both alive. Well, hurry up then. I'm already there.
Okay, coming through now. I can see you.
I'm in. Me too. Hey, has anyone unlocked the door for me so I can come down too? Hello? Anyone, guys? Hello? Stuck in the building here, please? Guys, stop talking in person for 1 second and look at your messages, damn it. I need to go back to delivering food. Guys, Uber Eats, the gig economy means that I need to maximize my delivery over time. Otherwise, there's no way I'm going to be able to make a livable wage. Typical. Now what do I do? Visitor? Christina, can you ask Lionel to open the door for me? No. Sorry. I don't think I'll have the chance to. Is something wrong? Where are you? I stepped out for a moment. I'm at the Tempest entrance. I haven't been entirely upfront with all of you. What do you mean? I've been here before. Weren't you listening to Lionel? We've all been here before. No, I've been here before. To a timeline, just like this one, where we all managed to survive. Except, things went a little differently that time. For instance, I asked Lionel why the fuck the orchestra gets louder and louder every time they show up with the controls for the Tempest Machine Ward. And he told me they were on floor B2, my section of the building. Later, he explained that the machine can't send consciousnesses back before the first time it was turned on, which was when my mother was sent back through time. What? Wait, so it can't send people back to before the first time it was turned on? Why? Because we diverged? What? So I thought I'd give things another try, and I hopped back in the Tempest machine. Don't tell me. This time, while we were on floor B2, I set the time machine back as far as it could go. To the moment I lost my mother. I'm going back. Going back 3 years to find her. This is crazy. What if you just end up in another universe where she disappeared? Then I'll break into here. I'll travel again. What about the people who care about you in this universe? What about Steve, huh? You should know better than anyone what this feels like. You've had to choose one person's happiness over another time and time again. In the timeline you came from, you even chose to kill me. I wish I could have Steve and my mother both at once, but I don't have that choice. Please don't say it like that. That's a very strange sentence. The problem with playing this game years later after having played it as a kid is that now, like, the coffin of Andy and Lele has tainted any sentence that involves a family member with some random stranger, right? Like that sentence is like now flawed in my mind. I spent too long wishing she was with me to turn back now. Besides, in this world, I'm a murderer, an arsonist. There's no place for me here. There's only place for me in jail. Justina, you're not gonna stop me, are you? Are you? No, I'm not. Tell Steve I'm sorry, and that I love him. Tell him that I hope we meet again somewhere, sometime. But for now, goodbye. Goodbye. And good luck. Thanks. I think I'll need it. And what a crazy story to even, like, think about. So she's been here multiple times. And now she's gonna go back 3 years into the past to try to find her mother. To stop her before she goes into the machine. But the thing is, she gets flung into multiple timelines. So the her that she is now could possibly die going through that whole thing again. No matter what, one of her must succeed. It narrows it down until there's one winning timeline. But then what do you do at that point? Like, what happens at that point? What happens? You just live with your fake mother, with your real mother in a fake body? You having taken over someone else's consciousness? Like, there's a whole bunch of, like, weird, interesting sort of, like, moral quandaries here that I wish that this game got a proper, like, full development sequel, because I'm really curious. Like, I would love to see where the story goes, right? Again, it's a very basic time travel story, but the way that they do it gives you enough motivation to go through it, because it's so based around these specific characters and being there at the advent of time travel. Which I think is a really, really cool sort of like storyline. Being there so early to see it all go like down. And the best part is, if they actually made this game and like made the sequel and like fully built it out, they might even be able to fix the volume bug, where every time they play the song, it gets louder by 2 decibels. We're back at 1% volume, by the way. We started today's stream at like 90% volume and it was fine. Now we're back at 1%. What a wonderful game. But that's just the first of many Flash games, okay? Again, this Flash game is called No One Has to Like Die. And it's a bit of a classic in sort of the Flash, I want to say, the history. It's not on any top game list, though. This is the thing that I find very interesting. If you go through the Flashpoint archive, this one particular game isn't anywhere in the top Flash games list. I think this one actually went very under the radar. Because even a list that's like 1,001 games long, that's promoted on the side of the Flashpoint's launcher, doesn't even have this game in it. It has Samurott. So there's all these other really cool, interesting games that were there for it. It has Bejeweled, because Bejeweled started as a Flash game. It has Cannonball, which also started as a Flash game. But not this. Not this. And I think the exclusion of it means that this game wasn't fully seen in the way that I think it should have been. And it's sad because it again, the story kind of works very, very well. It's a bit of a very good bite-sized literary masterpiece with some very interesting gameplay elements too. But that's all for No One Has to Die. My favorite, at least one of my favorite Flash games, but not the only one. There's more to go through.